Several blockbuster trades and free agent signings have taken place since our last mock draft was released, and, well, you know what that means.
Bo Nix, I think, goes to Denver at 12. I think he's an excellent fit with Sean Payton. He has...
With the big weekend drawing closer, we're shaking it up now by including trades. So, with that, let's dive right into it. Number 1, Chicago Bears from Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams. Nothing new to see here. With every passing day, the Bears get that much closer to securing their franchise quarterback. The Justin Fields trade to Pittsburgh was confirmation that Chicago is going QB here. Williams is a 5-star prospect who will do wonders immediately with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, and Khalil Herbert as his go-to weapons. Number 2, Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels. This just feels too natural of a fit. New Commanders OC Cliff Kingsbury worked with dual-threat QBs Johnny Manziel, Patrick Mahomes, and Kyler Murray. The 2023 Heisman Trophy winner just fits perfectly in Kingsbury's offense. You can argue that Drake May or JJ McCarthy would be a safer pick, but Daniels has the most upside, and it's just too high for the Commanders to pass up on. Daniels, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Austin Eckler would cook up a storm on offense. And for the first time since the early 90s, the future is suddenly looking ultra bright in DC. Number 3, New England Patriots, J.J. McCarthy. According to multiple reports, the Patriots are quickly becoming infatuated with the national championship winning QB. And the more we think about it, the more we see it as a fit. McCarthy's confidence, big game experience, and pinpoint accuracy would make him the ideal QB for the new-look Patriots to work around. If he's not ready to start right away, well, hey, no problem, because they have Jacoby Brissett as a bridge QB. Not to mention that it worked out nicely for the Patriots the last time they drafted a Michigan signal caller. Number 4, Minnesota Vikings, projected trade with the Cardinals, Drake May. Projected trade alert! And our first one in this exercise. The Vikings land the number 4 pick from the Arizona Cardinals in exchange for the number 11 and number 23 picks. With the aggressive move up, the Vikings get a new franchise QB to rebuild around. May's big arm and ability to improvise make him a dream fit into Kevin O'Connell's offense, and he'll have it easy with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson as his top weapons. Number 5, Los Angeles Chargers, Marvin Harrison Jr. This is a dream scenario for the Bolts. They sit pretty at number 5 and have the best wide receiver prospect in a generation fall right into their laps. Harrison Jr. is ready to take flight and will be an immediate game changer wherever he winds up. Harrison Jr. and Justin Herbert may not need long to form the league's top pass-catching tandem. If they get Harrison Jr., the Bolts will look that much smarter for cutting ties with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Number 6, New York Giants, Rome Odunze. There have been whispers about the Giants eyeing a QB here. We're not against it, but the main priority really should be to find an explosive, game-changing pass catcher that the Giants have lacked since trading Odell Beckham Jr. Daniel Jones' big arm could mesh very nicely with Odunze's ability to stretch the field. Finally, a true WR1 in the G-Men offense. Number 7, Tennessee Titans, Joe Alt. The Titans shored up key roster weaknesses by signing Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard before trading for L'Jarius Sneed. Now they can continue building around the O-line, adding Notre Dame prospect Joe Alt. Pairing Alt with 2023 first-rounder Peter Skoronski would have the Titans set up nicely in the trenches over the long run. Number 8, Arizona Cardinals, projected trade with the Falcons, Malik Neighbors. Projected trade alert! Armed with 2 firsts from Minnesota, we project the Cardinals dealing the number 11 and number 90 selections to the Atlanta Falcons in order to move up into the 8th spot. With this big move, the Cardinals get the last of the available Big 3 WR prospects on the board. Kyler Murray was always at his best when DeAndre Hopkins was on the field. So, let's get him a new WR1 and mega home run threat to fix up the passing game. Number 9, Chicago Bears, Dallas Turner. The Bears' offense doesn't need unnecessary luxury toys at this stage of the draft. They can now focus on addressing the defense, and the best edge rusher in this draft would form a terrifying tandem with Montez Sweat. Number 10, New York Jets, Brock Bowers. Having already addressed the O-line in free agency, the Jets can look at adding another weapon for Aaron Rodgers. Bowers is a crafty route runner who can work all over the field, making him a scary good complement to Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams in the passing game. Rodgers has never thrown to a true superstar-level tight end. Well, that changes right here with Bowers. Number 11, Atlanta Falcons, projected trade with the Cardinals, Jared Verse. In this piece, we have the number 11 pick swapping hands twice. The Falcons are happy to move down 3 spots for an extra 3rd-round pick, and they get their hands on a top edge rusher anyway. The Falcons have lacked a Pro Bowl caliber edge rusher to complement Grady Jarrett for a while now. Adding Verse to the front 7 is a cherry on top of a phenomenal offseason by Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris. Number 12, Denver Broncos, Bo Nix. This would definitely be a reach, but the Broncos have to do something at quarterback. I'm sorry, but Jarrett Stidham ain't it. Nix is a long-term project who needs to sit for at least a year before taking over. His grade A accuracy and ability to attack the middle of the field, however, make Nix an ideal fit for Sean Payton's offense. Number 13, Las Vegas Raiders, Olu Fashanu. This would be a home run of a value pick for the Raiders. Colton Miller is the only rock-solid piece on that O-line, and Fashanu is a plug-and-play guy who will immediately make life easier for the Raiders QB. Per Pro Football Focus, Fashanu didn't allow a single sack in 743 pass-blocking snaps from 2021 to 2023. Fashanu and Miller would be a dynamic pass-blocking tandem for years to come in Sin City. Number 14, New Orleans Saints, Talisa Fuaga. Ryan Ramczyk's future is up in the air with a knee injury, and 2022 first-round pick Trevor Penning has been a giant flop up to this point. Fuaga, like Fashanu, is NFL-ready and would upgrade the OT position immediately. By drafting Fuaga, New Orleans could even try Penning at guard. Number 15, Indianapolis Colts, Terrion Arnold. Colts GM Chris Ballard did a masterful job keeping his secondary intact by extending Kenny Moore and Julian Blackmon. If he adds Alabama's Terrion Arnold into this mix, well, the Colts will have the makings of a top 5 secondary in football. And you're gonna need that when you're dealing with an onslaught of prolific passers in the AFC. Number 16, Seattle Seahawks, Troy Fautanu. The Seahawks O-line has been a problem for years now, and Damian Lewis's departure in free agency doesn't help matters one bit. So Seattle doesn't need to overthink this pick. Take the best remaining offensive lineman, which is going to be local kid and Washington product Troy Fautanu in this exercise. Number 17, Jacksonville Jaguars, Quinion Mitchell. The Jaguars were a woeful 26th against the pass last season, and the departure of Darius Williams doesn't make things any better for this shaky secondary. So 2 picks after the rival Colts take Terrion Arnold, the Jaguars also address their pass D by taking a pure lockdown corner in Mitchell. Trust us, they'll want him with star receivers like Michael Pittman Jr., Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, and Nico Collins all residing in the AFC South. Number 18, Cincinnati Bengals, Laiatu Latu. Lou Anarumo's defense lives and dies by the pass rush. The main concern there is that Trey Hendrickson is the only edge rusher that constantly provides headaches for opposing teams. Time to address that here. Latu, who racked up 23.5 sacks over his final 2 seasons at UCLA, would be the perfect running mate for Hendrickson. Number 19, Los Angeles Rams, Byron Murphy. Aaron Donald's abrupt retirement leaves the Rams in need of a new defensive lineman. They can sit here at number 19 and take the best remaining at the position. Murphy and young stars Kobe Turner and Byron Young would form a terrifying 3-headed monster at pass rush. Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers, Brian Thomas Jr. The Deontay Johnson trade leaves Pittsburgh in need of another receiver to help George Pickens. LSU's Brian Thomas Jr. averaged 17.3 yards per catch and hauled in 17 touchdowns. He has future WR1 written all over him, and he'll make life so much easier for the Russell Wilson-Justin Fields tandem. Number 21, Miami Dolphins, Cooper DeJean. The release of Xavier Howard saves money, sure, but the Dolphins still have a giant void at corner that needs to be addressed. DeJean and Jalen Ramsey could be the AFC's best cornerback tandem. That would go a long way in helping Miami close the gap with top AFC clubs like Baltimore, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Kansas City. Number 22, Las Vegas Raiders, projected trade with Eagles, Michael Penix Jr. Projected trade alert part 3. The Raiders trade the number 44 pick plus their 2025 first and fourth round picks to the Eagles for the number 22 selection. With this move, the Raiders land a young new QB to build around at long last. Penix Jr. isn't ready to start just yet, but the Raiders have Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew II as bridge QBs for next year. This is about the long-term future in Sin City. Penix Jr., Devontae Adams, and Jacoby Myers are a nice offensive core for the new-look Raiders to get excited about. Number 23, Arizona Cardinals, projected trade with Vikings, Chop Robinson. Our projected trade with Minnesota has Arizona also selecting at number 23 here. Having already secured their offensive weapons for Murray, they can get a top-flight pass rusher in Chop Robinson to bolster a D that didn't have a single player hit 7 sacks last season. Number 24, Dallas Cowboys, Jackson Powers Johnson. The Cowboys lost Tyron Smith and Tyler Biotish in free agency. Seeing how quiet that Jerry Jones has been in free agency thus far, well, it'd be a giant surprise if Dallas didn't use one of its early picks on the O-line. Powers Johnson is also ready to start and would give Dallas a key building block in the trenches for years to come. Gotta think long-term with Zach Martin getting up there in age. Number 25, Baltimore Ravens, projected trade with Packers, Xavier Worthy. Projected trade alert! In this projected trade, Baltimore acquires the number 25 pick and the Green Bay Packers 2024 fourth round pick in exchange for the number 30 and number 93 picks. With that, the Ravens get another pass-catching weapon for Lamar Jackson and Texas wideout Xavier Worthy. Adding him to a supporting cast with Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and Zay Flowers? Oh yeah, sign us up for that. Number 26, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Nate Wiggins. The Bucs had the fourth worst passing defense last year and traded top corner Carlton Davis to Detroit. We know Tampa usually goes with the pass rusher in round 1, but a ball-hawking 6'2" corner like Wiggins would be perfect in Todd Bowles' opportunistic defense. Number 27, Arizona Cardinals from Houston Texans, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Arizona needs a pure lockdown corner that they've been searching for since Patrick Peterson's departure. McKinstry has the ideal size at 6'1" and 195 pounds to hold down the fort against the many stud wide receivers in the NFC West. Number 28, Buffalo Bills, Adonai Mitchell. So, with Stephon Diggs getting traded to Houston and with number 2 wideout Gabe Davis leaving in free agency, Buffalo has to take the best remaining pass catcher. Mitchell has the size, speed, and explosiveness off the line of scrimmage to immediately replace Diggs as Josh Allen's new WR1. Number 29, Detroit Lions, Jerzon Newton. The Lions don't have any glaring flaws, so we wouldn't be surprised if this was a best player available sort of pick. Aiden Hutchinson has come into his own as an elite pass rusher, but the Lions could use a run-stopping force in the middle to take this D-line to a brand new level. Number 30, Green Bay Packers, projected trade with Ravens, Amarius Mims. Having traded down with the Ravens, the Packers still end up big winners by getting an NFL-ready tackle in Amarius Mims. The Packers released Pro Bowler David Bakhtiari in a cap-saving move, and they lost guard John Runyon to the New York Giants in free agency. There's a pressing need for offensive line help here, and the 6'7", 340-pound giant would make life that much easier for Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. Number 31, San Francisco 49ers, J.C. Latham. The 49ers still have the game's best offensive tackle in Trent Williams, but he's also about to enter his age 36 season. So yes, another offensive tackle here is what the 49ers need. Even if Latham isn't ready to start, he can learn from one of the all-time greats in Williams before enjoying an expanded role in 2025. Number 32, Kansas City Chiefs, Tyler Guyton. Kansas City didn't re-sign Donovan Smith, and it might be a good idea to plan a future without Jawan Taylor after leading the league in penalties last year. The Chiefs draft and develop offensive linemen better than anybody else. They can take the Oklahoma product and plan to start him right away with Smith gone. But which 2024 NFL draft prospect are you hoping your team will draft? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.